As the coaching carousel continues, breaking news coming out of Tennessee. They have hired Alabama defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt as their head coach to replace Butch Jones. Matt Zenitz joins me now from Tuscaloosa. And Matt, we know there's been a lot of drama surrounding this Tennessee program as of late. Who was going to be Butch Jones' replacement? Jeremy Pruitt coming in as one of the likely candidates here as of late. Take us through this timeline and what you know about this hire.
Well, according to reports, Jeremy had interviewed twice for the position before officially being hired today. He'd interviewed, according to reports, on Monday and then again yesterday, while also having talked to Tennessee officials by phone on Tuesday. And it seemed like it was moving in this direction last night and really throughout the course of the day yesterday. And then things got locked up and became official this morning. So Jeremy Pruitt now officially the new head football coach at University of Tennessee.
Now, Matt, I know the question on the minds of many Alabama fans is, will Jeremy Pruitt coach Alabama through the playoffs? The answer to that question is yes. How big of an impact does that have, especially at this time of year when they're trying to sort of funnel all the pieces in together and get ready for this postseason?
I will say Alabama's had mixed results with that the last couple of years. Obviously went better with Kirby Smart pulling double duty in 2015 than it went last year with Lane Kiffin. I'm sure Alabama will be looking for it to go more like it did with Kirby in 2015 than it went last year. But like you said, based on what's out there right now, ESPN had put something out that the plan currently is for Jeremy to remain with the team through the playoffs, so it at least provides some continuity for the team going forward. And I know it was a challenge for them last year when Alabama made the change it did 1 week before the national championship game, going with a different offense coordinator than they had the entire year. So I'm sure this will help from a continuity standpoint as long as Jeremy can handle that double duty, which is very challenging.
I can imagine so, very much of a challenge, and you can imagine there's some level of distraction there as well, you know, throughout the postseason, as a lot of these players know, hey, you know, our defensive coordinator is only going to be here with us to stay here for the next couple of weeks, and then it's on to his new role at Tennessee. My final question for you, who are some likely candidates that Nick Saban will try to rein in to replace Jeremy Pruitt at Alabama?
First of all, a couple internal guys. So Tosh LaPoy is a name that you're going to hear, even though I think it's unclear at this point. Just even with as great as Tosh is as a recruiter and as great of a job as he's done as a position coach, whether people internally and most importantly Coach Saban view him as being ready to be a defensive coordinator at this point. And obviously that's a question that will be answered soon, but he's a name that I think at least will warrant consideration, that will be looked at. And then Derek Ansley, also defensive backs coach, who right now is continuing to establish himself as one of Alabama's better recruiters, is number 3 nationally in the 24 composite recruiter rankings for next year's recruiting class after landing a couple guys this week. But from a coaching standpoint, has done a good job with his position group and is very respected not only at Alabama but in the football world, just for being a very detailed guy with a high football IQ and just overall being a good X's and O's guy, which in the opinion of people that I've talked to could lead to him at some point being a good defense coordinator. Maybe that could be sooner rather than later, and possibly here at Alabama. But to go along with that, Kevin Shearer, who right now is Georgia's outside linebackers coach, is another possibility. Somebody with significant ties to Alabama, played at Alabama, is from the state of Alabama, has worked at Alabama, has done a good job at Georgia under Kirby Smart, and seems like he's somebody who could very well be in the mix for this position, but at the same time could also be in the mix for a spot on Jeremy Pruitt's staff at Tennessee. Him and Jeremy are good friends, and it seems like that's a possibility for him also.
Well, I got to tell you, this postseason, this hiring season, this coaching carousel has been wildly spinning out of control. It's been quite interesting to watch all this transpire. And of course, we'll continue to update you on the search for a new defensive coordinator for Alabama as that unfolds. I appreciate your insight, Matt. Thank you so much. And for all your Crimson Tide updates, you can visit us on AL.com.